Hi, I'm Amanda from The Hot Plate, and we have a little bit of an untraditional beginning today. Today we're here to announce a few exciting bits of news. Our new kitchen, my new man, and my new bling. So we're going to be cooking up a celebratory meal to show you how it's done on a budget. So today I have my fiancé Giorgio in the kitchen with me.
Hello everyone.
And we are going to be showing you how to make a celebratory meal on a budget. And what do you think when we think celebratory?
I think champagne, I think oysters are the first two things that come to mind.
And we wonder why we have to cook at home every night now. So one of the things we realized when we started dating is that we were eating out all the time, and that obviously got really expensive trying to celebrate every single moment of the relationship.
And it got to our stomachs a little bit too. That being said, it was all love.
Yeah, the love pounds.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be showing everyone a simple and quick way to celebrate at home. And to do that, we've got a beautiful set of oysters and a great bottle of sparkling Prosecco that is going to make this nice and budget friendly. Best of all, Giorgio is going to be doing all of the labor and showing you how to shuck the oysters.
So one of the things we actually haven't talked to you guys yet is about how to shop for oysters. Now Amanda, what are your tips for shopping?
So some of my favorite tips, which we love together, is we actually like to go to the market to pick out our oysters. They always have a way better selection, a bunch of different price ranges, and some interesting choices that you may not have thought of before. Now, obviously one of the biggest tips is you're buying something that's alive. So we know that shucking oysters has to be the last thing we do before we sit down to eat, because we want to eat them as fast as possible while they're fresh. So on the note of tons of varieties, what are some of your favorite ones, and which ones did you pick today?
Well, the ones we picked today are the Malbec ones, and those are the ones that are the most readily available at your grocery store or fish store. But it's not the only one that's around. There's also Elk Creeks and Raspberry Points, which are also very delicious ones, and you can also find them there as well.
Yeah, there's tons of different variety, and to give everyone an idea of how budget-friendly we're being today, and then I'll get out of the kitchen and let Giorgio teach you how to shuck, is instead of going and buying oysters at a restaurant where for a dozen it could be anywhere between $30 and $48,
yeah,
depending on where you are, we were able to get 2 dozen oysters for us to enjoy tonight for just $24. All right, I'm out of here. Giorgio's going to teach you how to shuck. Enjoy, and I'll be back to teach everyone about sparkling Prosecco afterwards.
Okay, well, now that my better half is out of the kitchen, we can get down to the dirty business here, shucking. So let me introduce you guys to the things that we're going to be using for shucking. We got our shucking knife, we have a dish towel, we have our oysters here, which are the Malbec ones, and Amanda and I's personal favorite for garnishing, lemon and Tabasco, which will add a lot of flavor, a lot of zestiness to the oysters. So let's get started. So first of all, what we do is we want to first of all clean these oysters. So we toss them into this colander and we just wash them a little bit, because when you go to the grocery store and you get your oysters, you know, they're not the cleanest ones, they're just coming out of the ocean, so we want to just get them as clean as possible. So I'm just going to start off with one oyster and we're just going to clean it off, get all the dirt off of it, all the grime. So we're just taking off all the grime from this oyster. And actually one of the things that we haven't talked to you guys about yet is that oysters, just like they come in different varieties, they come in different shapes. So they come in small, medium, large, you know, milky, brinier. And really, if you're one of those people that's a little bit more hesitant about all that content that's in the oyster, all the liquid, you might want to go start off with a small to medium one, a little bit of a brinier one versus a milkier one. So talk to your grocer about that kind of stuff, and he'll guide you to what to do. Okay, so now that we got our clean oyster, you want to cover the oyster with a dish towel, so like so, just to make sure you don't cut yourself when you're shucking. And you want to dig that blade into kind of the joint, so right here in that joint of the oyster, to just slide it in and just push it in. And when you get to a point where you feel like it's already deep into the oyster shell, you just twist it. There we go, and it'll all open up. So you just keep twisting like so, and it just pops out like that. Now, look at this oyster, beautiful oyster, very big, very, very juicy, and the last step that we want to do before we actually present it is just cut off from the bottom of the shell so that when you eat it, you won't get stuck to that bottom part of the shell, which wouldn't be very pleasant. And you toss it onto the plate, and it's done. So, as I continue to use my muscle to shuck these oysters, I'm going to pass it over to Amanda to show us how to use her muscle on something else.
So we talked about pairing our budget-friendly celebratory meal with a budget-friendly sparkly drink. We have picked Prosecco. The bottles look expensive, they've got really nice fine bubbles, they're not too sugary, and they're masquerading as something even better than they're marketed as. So we love Prosecco. Yeah, at 14 bucks, it is a great thing to keep at home. So the first thing we're going to do before indulging in it is we're going to show you how to open a bottle, since it's something that some of my girlfriends seem to have a little bit of trouble with. So we've got the foil here, which we're just going to pull off, toss that, and then we've got the cage. Now the cage, 1 in a million bottles, but keep your hand on top of the cage while you untwist it. I just wouldn't want to be the person leaning over the bottle if it happened to pop off by itself. So we're going to take this off carefully. There we go. All right, now the cork. Now, most people seem to have trouble with the cork, right?
Yeah,
it's
women.
Oh, I'll show you. All right, I'm not going to pop it off because I don't want to hurt anybody. So we're going to be doing it the nice, delicate way, and it's probably the easier way if you're a girl. Fine, I'll say it. So I'm going to hold the bottle in one hand, and then using my dominant hand, so my right hand, I'm going to start to twist the cork off. And it actually twists really, really easily. Here we go. So we just keep twisting it, and you can kind of work your thumb in between the cork and the bottle right here as leverage. Just takes a couple twists. Woo! Ooh. And there we go. Easy, easy way to open a bottle of anything bubbly.
Yeah.
And now the pour, something that he has yet to master. Sorry.
I just don't drink as much, I guess.
All right, well, I might be more well-versed in the sparkling range, that is true. So we have our glasses, they're a little bit chilled, and all we're gonna do, like you'd pour a good beer, tilt the glass, and just give it a nice, slow pour. There we go. Perfect. You get a nice amount of bubble on the top, you can see all the sparkly bubbles in there. Obviously, I want a glass too, so here we go. So same thing, just pour down the side of the glass, and that's going to stop us from getting just a glass of foam. All right. So I think it's oyster time.
I think it is.
Oyster champagne time. Mm-hmm. All right, so we've showed you how to shuck, we've showed you how to open up a bottle of Prosecco, and now we're going to show you how to eat and drink both of those things. All right, which oyster do you want?
I want the biggest one, so this one right here.
Do you want lemon?
Of course.
All right, so we got a little bit of lemon, and then a little Tabasco for a little bit of heat if you like it spicy.
Love it spicy.
All right, here we go.
Put more. There we go.
You asked for it. Okay, can you grab me one?
Which one do you want?
Anyone. You pick.
Here
Thanks.
we go.
Okay, little lemon minus the seed. Ah, there we go. A little Tabasco for me. All right. Shall we cheers, oysters, and sparkling?
Cheers to oysters
Cheers.
and sparkling. Cheers.
Oysters and sparkling. Mmm. Mm. Those are
Delicious.
good.
Yeah.
Those are so yummy.
And cheers, please.
Cheers.
I want a drink.
Good thing it's only 10 in the morning. All right, so we've shown you everything we can teach you right now about a budget-friendly celebration. Thank you for joining me, Giorgio.
My pleasure.
So thanks very much for checking out The Hot Plate. Make sure to check out this and all of our other episodes and recipes at thehotplate.com and updates on our Facebook page, facebook.com/thehotplate. Cheers.
Cheers.